telecast. Meanwhile, more news coming in. US President Donald Trump has announced 100% tariffs on any branded or patented pharmaceutical product unless a company is building their pharmaceutical manufacturing plant in America starting October 1, 2025. The US President's decision has put the spotlight on India's pharmaceutical exports, a sector heavily reliant on the American market. Meanwhile, more news coming in. Indian equity markets opened lower on Friday after US President Donald Trump's announcement of 100% tariffs on pharmaceuticals entering the country from October 1. Additionally, he announced a 25% duty on heavy trucks and a 50% levy on kitchen cabinets and associated products. And BSE Sensex opened 203.67 points lower at 80,956.01, while Nifty 50 opened much lower at 72.3 points lower at 24,818.55 levels. So that's the latest we are tracking at this point of time. And when we are talking about Sun Pharma, that's the top loser sectorally, the Nifty Pharma index. When we're talking about that, it's after the US tariff announcement, the index was down over 2%. So now joining me on the telecast is Dr. Sharat Kohli, senior economist. Dr. Sharat Kohli, what is your assessment on the reaction that when we're seeing the market, how do you think it is reacting? Like, is the market still reacting negatively, or do you think that they will cope up?
Good morning to you and Newsx viewers. I think these are the first reactions on the market. Obviously, market is very sensitive to such news, and for some of the companies listed there, as you rightly said, Sun Pharma, there's Zydus, there's Dr. Reddy's, and a few other firms who were supplying branded drugs to the US. They will be impacted to a certain extent. We should not forget that branded drugs do not form a substantial part of the total exports of about $11 billion of drugs being done to the US from India. They hardly constitute 15 to 20%. So the net impact is going to be $2 to $3 billion, as far as Indian exports are concerned. Well, the markets will recover. I think President Trump is spelling a recipe of disaster for his own country, because there are insurance programs for the American citizens like Medicare and Medicaid, which 40% of the generic drugs for that matter are being imported from India, and a lot of branded drugs which are coming at a very reasonable price. And this is going to more substantially impact the European countries like Switzerland, Belgium, France, Germany, from where some of the drugs are being imported. Well, I think President Trump is forgetting that he cannot set up the factories in America overnight, that's what he wants to do. But that's not possible overnight. With $40 per hour is the cost of skilled labor in America. So how are the American people going to survive without these branded drugs? And if he was bold enough to do that, he should have done it on generic drugs. But he's not done on generic drugs because he knows that he doesn't have a plan B, and 40% of them are going from India. So I think President Trump, I'm sure, will learn the hard way when the American economy starts suffering from stagflation. Now, stagflation is a situation where the economy is in recession and you're still suffering from inflation, because the cost of living in the US has substantially climbed. No jobs are being created. Small businesses are closing down. And I think the American companies are now wondering that what to do, because his policies are proving to be detrimental, although he wants to make America great again. But in the process, he might make America recessionary again, where it was recessionary a lot earlier. So instead of MAGA, it can turn out to be MARA for that matter, Ria.
And Dr. Sharat Kohli, in your experience, what exactly should the investors or the people who are dealing in the market, what should they be doing in terms of this? What advice will you give to them?
I think they should not panic. India is the pharmacy of the world. India has got other markets. India is right now exporting, medicines to across the world. And as I said, branded drugs, fortunately, do not occupy a major percentage of total drug exports from India to America of about $11 billion. It's not a very, very big amount. This is a knee-jerk reaction. So investors are advised not to panic. Well, we should not forget that the markets also have speculative tendencies, or traders there who are not investors. They trade on day-on-day basis or a contract-to-contract basis. Investors should remain there. Indian pharma companies are very strong. We are the pharmacy of the world. We've got other rest of the world as the market for us. the markets will recover. I'm sure we put behind the tariffs which he had levied earlier. We are countering it with reforms like GST and a lot of other things within the country. Our economy is very buoyant, very resilient. We are growing at 7.8%. I don't think investors need to panic. You just need to be there, remain there, be patient, and be a long-term investor, Ria.
All right, Dr. Sharat Kohli, stay on with us. We have more